Scorpion Percussion, they claim their sticks to be the most scrutinized and durable sticks in the market. But do these sticks really live up to the hype, or are they just another online stick company? Let's do a deep dive on the quality of 6 pairs of sticks from their Immortal Series line, looking at everything from roll test, weight matching, pitch matching, and seeing how long it takes until the tips chip. We'll also compare the specs from Scorpion Percussion against some competitors. Let's start with how you place an order for these sticks, since it is quite different from other manufacturers. Usually, manufacturers market variations in their sticks as different lines of sticks. But as you can see from Scorpion's website, they let you pick the length, tip style, and finish for any given diameter stick. I'm going with a standard 5A stick with a 16-inch length, though they also had 16.5 and 17-inch versions. The stick length seemed about the same across all 6 pairs, also seemed to be the same as the Vic Firth, Promarks, and Vaters. Now, according to the website, these 5As should be 0.56 inches in diameter. That reported size should make them a little thinner than the Vic Firths of 0.565 and thinner than the Vater Los Angeles of 0.57. They should be a little thicker than the Promark forward-weighted classic sticks, which are 0.551 inches. I did some quick non-scientific measurements of these sticks with a vernia near the butt end of the sticks, and the actual size of the sticks seemed to range between 0.562 to 0.568. Scorpion offers a few different tips on these sticks, including oval and ball. I decided to go with acorn, and as you can see, compared to the Vic Firth, these acorn tips are much larger. In fact, they're even larger than the oval tips that I find on the Vater Los Angeles and the Promarks. Notice that there is no nylon tip option. Scorpion only offers wood tips. There are also 3 different finish options. I went with the standard lacquer. The natural and venom grip options, those actually cost more, though there is no price difference if you want additional length or a different tip. These sticks also have a medium taper, and it appears comparable to what I see in the Vic Firths. Going back to the price, there's actually 2 really important things to consider with these sticks. The first thing to note is that there's actually no bulk pricing. As of when I'm recording this, the Scorpion sticks come in about $2 a pair less than the Vic Firths if you're buying individual pairs. That seems pretty good, but Vic Firth offers 4-pair bundles, and if you buy those bundles, the Vic Firths are actually 75 cents a pair less than the Scorpions. Also, don't expect free shipping. Ordering 1 pair of sticks to my address, the shipping would have cost about $6. 6 pairs, the shipping would have been $11, and 12 pairs, the shipping also would have been $11. So while you can save some money on shipping with a bigger order, it's still not great because it's placing those sticks at a higher price point than the Vic Firths. There is one other way you can save some money on these sticks. When I placed this order, it happened to be over a holiday, and they had an offer for free shipping. I suspect they may have other offers over different holidays, so if you're interested in getting these sticks, you may want to wait for a holiday and see if they have a deal up. Let's check the build quality on these sticks with roll tests and weight matching. Okay, let's start with the first pair. So these don't seem too bad. When I roll them like this, I don't see any light coming in underneath. There is certainly a little bit of wobble going on. This one is worse of the 2. I'd say this stick is pretty good and this stick is okay. On to the second pair. This is a similar story to the first pair. So this one I think is pretty good. This one has more motion going on. I can see on this one, when I'm moving it around, I can see more and less light around this point, and that this part of the stick is making a motion kind of like this. Pair number 3. Again, similar story. This one's pretty good. This one I'm actually seeing quite a bit more light. I can see when I have a position like this, I can see light coming in all the way to about this point. So far, actually, maybe I'd say this is probably the worst. Well, this is the worst stick, maybe the worst pair so far. Yeah, actually, yeah, and this one maybe is a little bit more warped than the others. So far, the first two pairs had both, I'd say, one good stick and one okay stick. This pair here is getting a little bit worse than that. On to pair number 4. So here, I'm seeing this stick seems actually quite good, and this one seems pretty good too. So this is actually the best pair. Number 4 is the best pair so far. Pair number 5. So this one definitely has a little bit of motion going on, like this. There's a little bit of like dun 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 kind of motion as it moves. But I'm not seeing that much light, which is good. This stick here was actually pretty good. So I'd say this is the second best pair of the group so far. Time for the last pair. So this one again here, I can see light coming in up to about this point. So this one is getting a bit warped, not so great. See this one here, when I position it, I can see light maybe up to this point. So this one's not too bad. I'd say this is kind of maybe in the middle of the pack. So overall, I think the straightness was pretty good. There were 2 pairs that I really liked. Of the 12 sticks, there were maybe 3 or 4 where the amount of light coming in underneath this part here was getting a little bit much, but none of the sticks has significant bowing. When it's really significant, you see the light coming in underneath the middle of the stick. So I'd say the quality of straightness is comparable to what you would see on the Vic Firths and the Promarks. Next up, I'm going to take 2 pairs of sticks at random and play on them until the tips start to chip. Well, unfortunately, the first pair did very poorly. I only got 4 hours from the stick in my right hand. That was from pair number 3. This was kind of disappointing considering how large the tips were. Next up was pair number 5. That did a lot better. I got 43 hours out of the stick in the right hand. That's better than what I would normally see on a Vic Firth. Maybe not as good as the high end of what I would see on a Promark. Since that first pair did so poorly, I did want to give it another shot, so I took the remaining stick from pair 3, used it in my right hand, and I got about 20 more hours of playtime out of it. And while that's not great, it's still probably better than average from what I would see from a Vic Firth. Next up, I'm going to take the 4 remaining pairs and see how well they're pitch matched. I'll also compare them against the classic Vic Firths and a couple other brands. So all in all, I felt that the Scorpion Immortal sticks mostly held their own against the big name brands. While they weren't the straightest sticks I've ever seen, I felt that they averaged in about the middle of the grade A brand sticks. I felt the weight matching could have been a bit better. It's not as good as what you would see, say, on a Vic Firth. The pitch matching was better, although there was some variation there. So for example, pair 6, I felt the pitch matching was pretty close, even though there was a 6-gram difference. But on pair 1, I felt that the pitch was much more different between the two, and that only had 4.5 grams of a difference. I really liked the sticking sound of this on the ride. I felt it had a really good, cutting, aggressive sound to it. I liked it more than the Vater Los Angeles, and I'd say it was kind of on par with the Promark. But I will say it's more of a rock or metal type of sound, so if you play jazz or a lighter music, then you're probably going to be more drawn to the sound from a Vic Firth than you would from the Scorpions. Another important thing to note, since I ordered these sticks, I did get a couple more offers in my email for free shipping from Scorpion. So if you go through a lot of sticks, you can probably take better advantage of their offers, and that's going to help alleviate that earlier concern that I had with the price point. Now, what if you were hunting for some budget or B-stock sticks? Are there any brands out there that are any good? Well, I have reviewed a couple of these, and you can find one right over here or in the description below. Until next time, peace.